Actually, that's probably not a bad idea. Where are we, Sammy? Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, so guys, last couple of days we've been doing some omoplata stuff. I went through Delahiva omoplata, just the omoplata from Spider Guard, and Saturday actually I went through close guard omoplatas and a couple of variations from there. So what I wanted to work on today was just an escape from omoplata. So if you get caught, you've got an idea of how to get out. There's lots of ways to escape omoplata, but it's kind of that's kind of the trick of the position, right? Like people who play omoplata a lot, all right, they don't mind you're trying to escape, if that makes sense. Like I was saying the other day, omoplata is a good submission, but it's a great way to transition. It's good to transition to the back, it's good to sweep, okay? It's good to transition to arm locks, triangles. So if you're an omoplata sort of person, if you play that position a lot, you'll find that you'll be in the omoplata and you'll be like, oh, they're trying to roll, okay, let them roll. You know, so almost like the escapes can sort of work in the person's favour if they sort of can read the positions well, and they can kind of sort of dictate where you go. But there are obviously, like every position in jiu-jitsu, it contradicts itself, right? So for everything that works, there's something that you can escape. And omoplata, there is a lot of escape, but you just have to make sure that you understand what's happening to you while you're doing the escape, because they can change really quickly into a sweep or a back take or a different type of submission. All right. So the main thing is to think all the time about triangles, because the omoplata and the triangle really go hand in hand, and the straight arm lock can connect to it very easily as well. So you always, even though you might be escaping omoplata, you might be going into a triangle, or you might be escaping a triangle going into an arm lock. So you always, whenever you're escaping these positions, especially those three, you kind of need to always be like, right, you know, I'm getting out of the triangle, but I could be getting omoplata. I'm getting out of the omoplata, but I could be getting straight arm lock or triangle. So you need to kind of always have in your mind that you're defending all of those at the same time. But we're going to go through a way to sort of untangle the omoplata a little bit, rather than just sort of like rolling forward and getting slipped from it. Cool? So I'll get Sam to put me in omoplata. I feel really good about this right now. I'll let you do it. All right, so this position here, guys, is where we want to be. Now, if I can, I want to try to avoid Sammy from sitting up. So as he's putting the omoplata on, I want to keep his pressure. I want to keep pressure on his, like, down on him. All right? So the further that he gets my shoulder to the mat, the more he's going to increase the pressure on my shoulder. All right? So I'm always trying to think about, like, putting a press, like, I'm not sitting all the way back into him. I don't want to go so far back that he just catches my arm and now I'm stuck in a crucifix kind of position. And I don't want to go too far back, and if he just does a backwards roll, boom, he's going to sweep me backwards. Cool? So I need to be like a little bit careful of the way that I kind of approach this. I can't just be like sort of silly with my weight. So what I do is I kind of just sit in, all right, like this. And now what I'm looking for is to grab his leg, his far leg. Okay, so I want to control this leg. Now, some of you guys would have seen already that you can do submissions from here. So if I put his heel onto the back of my head, I can tap him with a foot lock here. All right, so I can do like a toe hold on him here. But what we're going to do is we're going to start to work on how we can unravel this position a little bit. So I'm sort of sitting back, almost like a knee cup position. All right, and I'm holding his leg. I'm going to shoot my hip through. So I'm going to open up his leg, making space for my head to go under. And it's really important when I shoot my hip through that I start to drive with my hip. So I'm going to go 1, open the space, 2, and I'm going to shoot my hip through. Like I'm going into like a scarf hold here. I'm basically throwing the leg over me now. From here, I drive off my leg. I'm going to drive straight up, keeping his leg down here. All right, so I need to put pressure on his hip. So from here, I'm going to drive up, and I'm going to hold his hips here. All right, from this position now, this is where I've got to be mindful all the time. He can throw his leg in front of my face and go to the triangle. So I need to make sure that I'm cutting that angle with my head, putting pressure on him as I go around. All right, now I can unravel my arm and start to get the side control here. Cool? The sort of the danger of the position is if I don't cut enough, and if I don't scoop my hip enough. If I sort of just go like this, and I try to turn, he's just going to open his leg, boom, and now he's got the triangle. Right, so you really need to make this position here like as dramatic as possible, right? So you're on your toes, you're putting pressure on the guy. You open up as soon as you see the leg opening up, you got to shoot like you're thrusting your hips to the ceiling. So you got to go. Cool. Now from here, I'm going to come up and put weight on the hip. All right. So now I know he can't open his leg. I've got weight on the hip. But if I want to double that up, I'm going to put my head down. Keep my head down low and flat. I don't want him pushing my face away anyway to make space. So keep him down low. Put pressure. Take my arm out. Come in front and get the side control. Cool. So you kind of need to, like I said, be a bit more dramatic with the, it might be like this. You want to get into a nice strong position. Hold the leg. The other reason I hold the leg, I don't want him going in front of my face. This sucks, or even catch my leg. This is really bad. If he just hooks my leg like this and starts to stretch my leg away, like this is already on. And I can't step off or anything like that. So I don't want that foot in front of my face. So I can't roll. And I don't want it under my leg. I want to be controlling here. 1, 2. Holding it like this. Cool. From here, look, open, shoot the hips, duck under, but we need to turn, and put pressure through the hips straight away. So you notice when I come up, I'm not just staying here, rolling all the way over. Okay, so from now, I pull my arm out, come in front, and I can start to escape the position there. Cool? Let's do it on the other way. So all right, so here, look, you're going to lean back. Don't be hanging back on your partner like this. All right, just get comfortable. Lean back, grab that leg. Cool, open, shoot, boom. From here, I turn. I like to hold the hips, control the hips, and then from here, roll my weight, and then I'm going to start to get that chest to chest and crush and get the pass. All right, it's a simple escape, but it works really effectively. There's other ways to do it, like we can roll out, which we'll go through as well at a later stage. There's a cartwheel over the top that works with a similar sort of principle, but we'll go through as well. And there's actually a fair few ways to get out. The worst way, I believe the worst way to escape is to do a forward roll, which is just a roll like this. Now he can come on top, he can go back and get the straight arm lock. It's like almost rolling into even a worse position, really. Some people try and scoop from here. You just got to pull my arm, and it's hard to scoop and get up. So I try to avoid rolling if I can. If you do roll, I'll just go quickly through what happens if you do roll. But I'll go into it more detail in the next class. If you do roll, instead of going over your shoulder and rolling this way, you want to open space and you want to roll through your opposite shoulder. Right, so you want to roll here and then spin and turn and come up. That way they're not coming on top of you. Cool? I will go through that in more detail though. So today, pretty simple. Get your omoplata. Now, if you guys want to both drill your omoplata like from closed guard, open guard, De La Riva guard, wherever you want to do it, and then your partner can just escape the omoplata. So that way you're drilling the omoplata and they're escaping the position. Or you can just set it up. So I like to sit, grab, keep everything compact so they can't grab anything too much. Open, then I shoot the hip, but you got to make it dramatic. Pull the legs over your head. So 1, 2. From here, hug the hip, hide the elbows, and come up and get the pass. Cool? All right, guys, on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then you grab a partner and all partner each other. And then escape it. Escape.